We've all heard a story about a skier who was in the wrong place at the wrong time and got hit by someone. The kind of collision that takes you out for the season, or even worse, causes permanent injury. It's the stuff of nightmares, and it's a huge concern for us senior skiers. The first order of business in keeping us safe is to have an accurate understanding of the risks we take when we step out onto the slopes. So the first part of this video will take an in-depth look at the types of accidents that occur, how severe they are, and how often they happen. The second part will look at actions we can take to maximize our safety on the slopes. So let's get started. I've looked at numerous sources and found that although the frequency of certain types of accidents vary by study, a very clear picture emerges. Falls account for roughly 75% of all skiing injuries. We know how this happens. We hit some ice. We hit an unexpected bump. We're skiing too fast for our skill level. The light is super flat and we can't see well. Or we're fatigued, or we're out of shape. And yes, the data confirm what we all have suspected. More injuries occur later in the day when we're tired. We know that all sorts of injuries can occur from falls, but in general, skiers suffer more knee and lower leg injuries, while snowboarders suffer more upper extremity injuries such as to the wrist and shoulder. For both disciplines, the worst injuries involve concussions and head trauma, clearly highlighting the need for helmets for everyone. While doing this investigation, I found an interesting result from a 2015 study conducted in Finland. It reports that among injuries occurring to senior skiers, 19%, or 388 seniors, were injured due to losing control during a jump. I wonder what's going on with seniors in Finland, because I don't see many of our cohorts taking jumps. The data on collisions, whether it's with other skiers or objects, varies depending on the source. Some place it as low as 6% of all injuries, while others place it at 15%, and one places it as high as 25%. In any event, the likelihood of being injured due to a collision is far less than from a fall. The problem here is that most studies don't separate data for colliding with an object from collisions with another person. However, the distinction is very important because colliding with a fixed object, such as a tree, causes far more significant injury than with another person. In the case of fatalities, the variables most often involve fixed objects, like trees, and speed. The data available on person-to-person injuries report that this accounts for about 5 to 10% of all ski injuries. However, the severity of these injuries, though less severe than collisions with objects, are on average more severe than falling. Before moving on, there's perhaps a not too surprising trend that we need to be aware of. The group most at risk for fatality while skiing are men in their 50s. Listen up, guys. This is attributed to our engaging in riskier behaviors, being overconfident, susceptibility to peer influence, and in some cases, we are returning to the sport and our skills just aren't as sharp as they once were in the past. Like it or not, at this age, there are some declines in our physical capabilities, flexibility, and reaction times. I know from experience that at this age, we are just beginning to experience these declines, and they are either too subtle or we choose not to acknowledge them. The takeaway here is that all injuries suck. As senior skiers, any given accident is likely to be more consequential for us because our bones are not as strong, we're not as flexible, and we take longer to heal. The intention here isn't to scare you, it's to empower. Our greatest safety tool isn't just our helmet or our bindings, it's something under our control, our judgment. We are veteran skiers, so this isn't about learning new rules. It's about remembering the ones we sometimes forget. It helps me to think about ski safety in the same way that I think about safe driving. Remember how you check traffic before pulling out onto a busy street? The same goes for the mountain. Before you start down a trail or pull out from the side, always take a quick look uphill. That's your oncoming traffic. It's a simple check that prevents a lot of injuries. And what about stopping? You'd never stop your car in the middle of a highway, so when you need to stop on the trail, pull over to the side where you're out of the flow of traffic. Don't stop below a jump or around a blind corner where skiers from above can't see you. Pick a spot where you're clearly visible to uphill skiers. And let's talk about traffic flow. When you're on a busy highway, you pretty much stay in your lane, right? You don't make big sweeping moves across multiple lanes. The more you traverse back and forth across the slope, the more real estate you take up and the more you increase your risk of a collision. Especially on a crowded day, make it a point to ski a little more compactly, staying in your lane to give everyone plenty of room. We all know the rules, we're veterans, but it happens to all of us. Maybe you're having the run of your life and you get a little too focused on the thrill. Or maybe you're with a group laughing and joking and getting distracted. I've always found that the larger the group, the less likely we are to remain conscious of safe skiing. We all know better, but sometimes we just forget. So if you're skiing in a group that's starting to forget safety, speak up. By applying that same smart thinking we use on the road to our time on the slopes, we can ensure that every day is a safe day on the mountain. Some final thoughts. The more you train in the off-season, the safer you'll be when skiing. In addition to strength and cardiovascular training, you want to include balance and flexibility work. Review the responsibility code, which is available online and is posted at every ski resort. Though imperfect, we all have a sixth sense about what's going on around and behind us, but we need to keep most of our attention on what's ahead of us. The data clearly informs us that the most dangerous thing on the slope isn't what's behind us, but that tree or bump in front of us. Self-awareness is critical. Are you getting fatigued? Are you skiing beyond your level to keep up with others? Are you 55 but trying to ski like you're 19? My personal goal is to ski well into my 80s, so I'm focused on skiing smart and safe now to make that a reality.